Both my planning skills and my Photoshop skills have progressed a lot from the preliminary task to the main task. My main task follows much more of the common codes and conventions of magazines. The main cover photo is much larger and it uses a more prominent house style which better represents the target audience. For example, on the main task I used a red, yellow and black house style, which has rebellious connotations, which represents the subculture of indie rock fans. Whereas on the preliminary task, I didn't consider the target audience when deciding the house style I would use. On the main task, I also used more effects such as strokes, drop shadows, and different opacity levels, to give the magazine a more professional and eye-catching feel, and to fit in with common codes and conventions of indie rock music magazines. As well as this, I included a larger, bolder sans serif masthead, which is more distinctive and more recognisable than the masthead on my preliminary task. I also made the main cover line much larger and used anchorage, as said by Roland Barthes 1979, to link it to the main cover picture. And I included a sidebar in which I put the other cover lines and one or two other pictures, rather than putting these on the background of the main cover photo where they're less noticeable, as I did on the preliminary task. I was also able to use Photoshop and InDesign together to combine text and photos to make a much more complete and professional contents page, including a subscription box and an editorial, which are both common conventions of music magazines. In terms of production skills, the flat plans for my main task were in much more detail than the flat plans for my preliminary task, and I updated my blog several times a week, as well as adding a weekly production schedule to my blog in the first lesson of every week.